The wise men sought to worship Jesus, but King Herod represents a very real and very different response to the light. Matthew 2:3 says this. It says, when Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all of Jerusalem with him. Why? On one side, you have the wise men who see the light appear in the sky, and they're like, oh, goody, a new light to follow, a new star to check out. Let's try to figure this out and see what this means. What is this leading to? What is this pointing to? What is the significance of this? On the other side, you have Herod in Jerusalem who are like, oh, no, I think I know what this light's about because I understand the Old Testament. So why would they have been troubled? Herod was not thrilled about the birth of Jesus, thus the decree to go kill all the Hebrew male-born children. Instead of seeing the light as something to follow, he saw it as a threat to his power and his authority. He saw it as a threat to who was in charge, because up until that point, who's in charge? King Herod. Why would it have been a threat to him? Well, he was instituted by the Romans, and there was a lot of muttering and rumblings and groanings going about that he was actually an illegitimate heir, that he wasn't really maybe fully Jewish, or that he wasn't really next in line. What did Jesus represent? He represented the lineage of David. You read it in Matthew chapter 1 through the line of Joseph. It's from David down to Jesus. And so Jesus would have been viewed as the legitimate heir to the throne. I see this time and time again. You preach the gospel, you preach the good news, you talk about salvation, you talk about hope, you talk about light, you talk about blessing, and everyone's, all right, okay, what's the catch? Well, you have to follow Jesus. Because he's not just your Savior, he's also your Lord. People are like, wait a minute, I'm not going to be in charge anymore? I don't get to make the final decision. I have to ask Jesus, and it kind of comes down from his desk to mine, and that's how this whole thing works. So many people have Herod in their own heart. They have the light. It shines down on them. It represents truth. It represents hope. It represents salvation, life and eternity. And yet their big hang up is, I don't get to be in control anymore.